Hi again. I meant to make a video quite a while ago, but I slept. So sorry. Here I am now. So I guess for my second video, woo, I'm gonna talk about me. Yay. That's not yay. Like my past, but in more detail. So like hopefully as more people watch, you can ask some questions down there. You'll see like I've been through a lot of this stuff, so I have some experience, and I want to help answer questions and help people not not be anxious and sad, but deal with the anxious and sad because it sucks and nobody wants to be sucky. Yay! Okay, so I guess we'll start in seventh grade. I had my best friend move away in sixth grade, and I have always been shy, so I'm not like the best at making friends. So that was a little tough for me. And I guess I started seventh grade me not really talking to anyone, which didn't make school particularly enjoyable. Middle school sucks as is. Nobody likes middle school. I didn't want to go to class. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to see any people. I didn't want to see my teachers. I didn't have friends to see, but I didn't want to see my classmates because they made school bad. So I started not going to class. I would cry and tell my mom I had a headache. I felt like I was going to throw up. Please don't make me go. So she let me stay home for first period and was able to drag me out of bed by second-ish period. So I'd get to school crying, eyes red, people staring at me because they suck. And so I started seeing a therapist. And the therapist said, "Oh, she has social anxiety. You're just going to have to push her through it," which is the worst advice anyone has ever given in my opinion. So basically, it was me and social anxiety, not wanting to be by people, being forced to be by people, with no help at all to deal with it, except the therapist saying just push through it. So, obviously, this didn't have good results, and since anxiety and depression go hand in hand like and this, I became depressed. And by eighth grade, it was god awful. And I was still being pushed to go, but more and more and more I was telling my mom, I can't, I can't, I can't. She was pushing harder and harder and harder, and I'm glad she pushed. She's a great, I love my mom, she's great. But I got to a point where I just didn't want to do it anymore. Or not want to, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't imagine doing this anymore, going to school every day, facing people without like panic attacks daily, multiple times a day. And it was just an awful. I would come home and just sleep because I didn't want to do anything. I couldn't make myself do anything, and it got to the point where I was ready to just end it, and I didn't. But I told my mom. Finally, worked up the nerve, courage, whatever you want to call it, to tell her, and she took me to my therapist the next day. New therapist, better therapist. We left that old dumb one. Um, and she said that it was good I had said something and I needed to be admitted to Linden Oaks right away. Now, Linden Oaks is a branch of Edward Medical Group, but it's the mental health area. And I was there for about 2 months total, I think. I was never inpatient because uh, the doctors, I guess, trusted my parents to keep me from killing myself at home. But I was outpatient there. I went for full days, Monday through Friday, for about a month. And then I started going no, like a month and a half. I started doing half days where I would go to Linden Oaks in the morning and then go to school. No, other way. I would go to school and then leave and go to Linden Oaks. And as odd as it sounds, I wanted to stay there. I did some things that weren't completely honest, told my doctors certain things so that I would stay at Linden Oaks longer because I still couldn't imagine going back to school. It wasn't to the point of gonna kill myself, but it was still like, I can't go back there. And after they finally shoved me out of there, um, It was okay, a hard adjustment to go back to school, but I think it's what was best for me. I needed that support system that they provided there, and I don't know, provided me with a better basis of how to deal with my issues internally. And high school was interesting. I did not enjoy it. I'm so glad to be out of high school and college now because I was still with the same people that were in middle school and they sucked. Well, not okay, not all of them, but it wasn't a good place. They were very preppy, spoiled divas. um, so in high school, I was just coping with my own anxieties still. Freshman year was okay because my school had separate freshman campus. And at that point, I had decided I don't want to take my medications anymore that I had been prescribed to me at Linden Oaks. So I just stopped taking them. Poor choice. You shouldn't medicate yourself or unmedicate yourself. But I didn't like the idea of not being able to be happy on my. What do you want? My cat's talking to me. I didn't like the idea of, I don't know, not being able to be happy on my own. I didn't like there's this huge stigma out in the world of medications for mental health, which is ridiculous because it's just as important as physical health. Like if you broke your bone and if you broke a bone and it hurt, you're gonna take a pain med. If your brain is broken someplace, you're gonna take a medication for that. But younger me didn't like that. So I stayed off for a long time. I had to give speeches. I had panic attacks, but I still refused to go back to the medication. And just recently, this summer, 2013, I realized, I want to have a better start in college. I don't want to be anxious every day like it was for high school. So I went to see a psychiatrist and was prescribed back on anti-anxiety medication. And it has been helping a lot. And now I'm in college and I'm excited to give a speech in my communications class, which I never thought that would be me. And that's the my story, I guess. My next video will be something shorter, definitely, and a lot more interesting. So, thanks for watching, and any questions at all would be awesome. Thanks. Thank you. Bye.